Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I've had this one in my fridge for about a month now. Let's just get to it. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Ooh, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it, though? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my boom! My Darkhawk shirt. Yeah, look at him. He's Darkhawk. He's cool looking. But who the hell is Darkhawk? Darkhawk is a comic book superhero from the Marvel brand of comics. He is kind of like a C or maybe D-list hero at this point. But didn't start out that way. Back in the early 90s, he and some other characters were kind of pushed as being sort of, this next generation of superheroes that fans could get into. And I wasn't really into the books at that point, but I did like cards and basically anything superhero related. And, that's kind of where I got into him, was through that stuff. And eventually I got into the books, and turns out I really like the character. So he's genuinely one of my favorite characters to this day. If you ever want to talk about comic book stuff, by the way, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. We'll yammer on about that shit. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, if nothing else, it could be part of a superhero origin story, given the nature of what it is. And it is the nature of what it is that is why it's taken me so long to review it. Because, folks, I'm going to be reviewing for you. Boom! It is Toxic Waste Energy Drink, tantalizingly tropical flavor. Okay, I find it fucking hilarious, right? It's 0 calories, it's mad good. This is zero. You call your drink Toxic Waste, and then it's a 0 sugar energy drink. I don't know that you're putting, the right emphasis. All right, brings a 20-second, oh God, from Modern Ape Drinks. Oh. Brings a 22nd century approach to energy focused on legendary. We combine our ingredients to give our consumers the boost they need to enjoy the modern experience of modern world's modern ape drinks. All right, whatever, man. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like this. We'll go, ha 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 ha! I got this at a 5 Below. I never go into 5 Belows, but every now and again I'll stop by one if I'm by someone, or if I'm by one, but let's get this go. Doesn't smell bad. I am both relieved and disappointed by that. I mean, I kind of figured with the thing and the whole thing, I don't know, man. I was expecting more from it. Honestly, I figured it would be like a really sour energy drink, because, I think, isn't there, a toxic waste candy that's supposed to be super sour? I guess I thought, that had that association. Unless I just made that up in my head. That's entirely possible, too. No, that's just, honestly, a very decent tasting, kind of tropical tasting energy drink. And yeah, it's very okay. Um, I wouldn't say that it's really doing much to stand out, but at the same time, I'm not minding it. Uh, Honestly, I wish there was a little bit more to it, because it doesn't have a ton of personality. It tastes kind of thin. Not like in a terrible, like an overly cheap way or anything, but it's just you get a nice little sort of fruity tropical flavor to it, but like there's not really much else beyond that. There's no real like tang or anything to help kind of back it up, and the flavor fades out relatively quickly. It's not a bad flavor. Credit where it's due. I think that the tropical, tantalizingly tropical flavor of it is actually pretty nice. But again, it's lacking in punch. There's nothing really there to hold on to. It happens. It's a decent flavor, and then it fades the fuck out, and it's just kind of gone. So, I mean, there's a little bit of sourness kind of at the very end, but like I don't know, it's not enough. There's not enough impact, especially you're calling your fucking product toxic waste. Like, I was really hoping for, some fucking, you know, put some fucking huevos on this thing, man. All right. Um, Now it's zero sugar. I'm guessing they probably use sucralose as the flavoring, but let's find out together. Um, where are you at? Caffeine, sucralose. There it is. Yep. Okay, so yeah, um, it's an okay tasting tropical energy drink with a decent fruity flavor. A little bit of a sour kind of aftertaste, but like very limited. Um, it does a pretty solid job of like fending off that zero sugar flavor. Because like obviously sucralose has a different flavor profile than sugar does, so it's going to have a little bit different of a vibe. This one, like I said, it does a pretty good job of keeping that down, keeping it from being an abrasive quality. It's very okay, like extremely middle of the road. All right, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Third question: what powers do I think this drink is going to give me? Probably not sure, and I don't know, maybe like I'll become a halfway decent accountant. That sounds about right. Yeah, it's just okay. Like it's a solid C plus, like it's not a bad experience. There's nothing about it that I dislike, but it's also entirely something that I'm going to forget as soon as I'm done with it. Every now and again, like I have an energy drink that really stands out for me. Ooh, and becomes part of my pantheon of energy drinks that I go back to. This is not one of them. Not because it's bad, but it's just forgettable, and especially when you have all the marketing and the Mad Ape drinks and all that shit and everything. It really, to me, it kind of reeks of a little bit of desperation, if not even maybe a little bit of like and I'm not calling it a scam. I'm not saying it's a scam, but it does come off as one of those like we're going to put a lot of marketing and this, that, and the other thing behind it, and then the product itself is actually going to be relatively unremarkable. That's really what this feels like. It's got you know, I don't know if I'd call it. It has an eye-catching, presentation, and it's got a whole thing and a monkey on it, and it's like bah, and then it's just a very okay energy drink. So for me, I don't really have time for just okay energy drinks. If I'm gonna get an energy drink, I want something that's gonna, hold my attention. This one isn't bad, but I don't need it again. If I'm recommending it, it depends on what you're looking for. I think there's a lot of better energy drinks out there, but this isn't a terrible one. And for people who maybe do want a little bit more of a subdued energy drink, because not everybody wants it to be punchy and stuff like that. Um, I'm sure it'll work in that capacity, and it's not a bad flavor. Again, like I'm not trying to go over there and dunk on them and what they're doing or anything. It's not a bad product for what it is. It's just an unremarkable product. So, wrapped in a very fancy case with the monkey and toxic waste in it. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, over there, episodes of truly modern ape, antique gorilla-tastic rest of your life. Because fuck it, I guess. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what do you think about this, particular product? Do you think I pretty much hit the nail on the head in that, again, it's almost a little bit misleading, and I'm not saying, again, I'm not throwing out or do you think that I'm reading too much into it? Hey, it's just energy drink. It doesn't have to live up to the, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Bye.